We are a go. All right, good evening, everybody. It's Peter O'Brien, and we are here for the Arbonne 90-day Bootcamp Challenge. And I appreciate everybody being here. And again, I really don't say thank you. I say congratulations, because you're taking steps to, improve yourself. You're taking steps to grow a business that can significantly change your life and the lives of others. Again, I just think it's congratulations, not a thank you. And tonight, well, let's just recap what we've gone through so far. The first week, we talked about the first 90 days, actually the first 30 days in Arbonne, and what to do with a new consultant and some of those things. If you haven't heard that, go back and listen to that. The second week, we had Lisa Kumagai and Christy Ormond, who did tag team and did the 100-person list and the 40 faces over the course of a month, which is, just bread and butter of what we do and how we do it for success. The third week, we had GTC, and if you went to GTC, you were really pleased to have been there. It was quite exciting, but we didn't have a boot camp that night. And last week, we had Dinah going over the scripts with really the, answering the question of what do I say in each of situations. And we do have the Arbonne script book that we encourage everyone to go through and make them your own. And Christy Ormond last week actually shared, her, when we asked, what is your script? She basically said that she doesn't have a script. Well, the reason that she doesn't have a script is because those words are embedded in her. She doesn't need a script. And that's where we all want to get to. That's exactly the place that we want to all be. She is already there, which is why she's an RVP. And the rest of us need to internalize those words and those scripts and become what she already is. So that was last week. Dinah did a great job of doing that. And this week, we're talking about the Arbonne compensation plan and the $2,500 building block. You'll see how important all that is to building your business. So I've actually broke this down tonight into 3 parts. The first one, we're going to talk about earning a living today, because we're talking about our compensation plan, but let's talk a little bit about the compensation plan that we all face on a day-to-day basis in our daily job. So kind of a 30,000-foot level looking at compensation, earning a living today outside of Arbonne. Then we'll go over our comp plan and also how to promote within our comp plan. And last but certainly not least, why the need to focus on the $2,500 block. That's really a critical part of duplication, and we'll go over that as we get to that third part there. So let's first talk about kind of the old economy. The old economy was go to school, get good grades, get a job, work for a company for 40 hours a week for 40 years, then find out that you can't retire, so don't retire yet. And then when you finally do retire, you're kind of too old and don't have enough money to do the things you wanted to do anyway. So this is the system of basically trading time for money. And that old system really does not work. But it's actually more than that, isn't it? It's more than just trading time for money. We are trading our children's lives and our children's activities because we're not present with them as much as we would like. We're trading our health on a daily basis because of the stress, commuting, and all of that. So we're trading more than just our time. We're also trading the opportunity for us to become wealthy, because you are not able today to create wealth through a job. Okay, it just doesn't happen anymore. And on top of all that, you are not being paid what you are worth. And it really, the system actually demands that it be that way. You must be paid less than your productivity, so the company's getting the rest of that of the productivity that you're not getting paid. So obviously we need that to happen for the company to stay in business. But the bottom line is you're not being paid with what you are worth. The other part of that goes to corporate owners, whether that be a business owner, stockholders, CEOs, that sort of thing. So in order for us to generate wealth, or let's put it this way, this old system does not work and allow us to generate wealth if your desire is time freedom and financial freedom. So let's talk about what does work. And it is the new economy that does work. Now, we're all reading the book Go Pro. That's part of our process here. You should all be reading that book or rereading that book. And that's a book from Eric Worre. Well, in the very first part of the book, he talks about what is the perfect career and what is the perfect career list. And it's literally on page 2. And so I'm going to just kind of go over some of these things real quickly. When he is in front of an audience and he asks the question, what does the perfect career look like? People usually start naming things that they don't want in a career. It's things like a boss, commuting, no alarm clock, no employees, no politics, no compromises, no discrimination, no educational requirement. I would also put no cap on income in there as well. And then some positive things that people want. A great product or service, unlimited income, residual income, enjoy the people that you work with, time freedom, doing something meaningful, personal growth, and on, low risk, low startup, tax benefits, and fun. And what I will say to you is Arbonne's model here doesn't have any of those things that people don't want. And we have all of those things that people do want in their business, and that is the new economy. And in the next chapter of his book, Go Pro, literally it's like, 3 pages, really maybe 2 pages later, he starts talking about the 5 categories of jobs. There's blue-collar workers, white-collar workers, sales, business owners, and investors. Now, I'm not going to go over all of those, but go through this part of the book if you haven't yet, or you haven't in a while, and see what else we give up with this old model, like being told, when to take lunch, what time you have to be there every day, what time you have to have your commute, when you can go on vacation, when you can go to lunch, when you can take sick days, and how many you can take. They're all part of the old economy. And it's worth going through that to help you relate to people that you might talk to that are blue-collar workers, white-collar workers, sales people, and et cetera. So it's worth going through that. And it's also worth mentioning that I don't quite agree with him on his number 5, which is investors. Because if you know me, my career is financial services. And, he kind of downplays investing. But the bottom line there is every one of us want to become an investor, okay? And I will go further than that and tell you that when Arbonne becomes your plan A, investing is your plan B. You need to have a plan B when Arbonne is your plan A. And it's one of the things, I work with some of the VPs, on the financial side, and it's one of the things that literally all of them have in common is their plan B has now become their plan A, and they really don't have another plan B. Well, investing your dollars, and however you want to do that is fine, but making your money work for you is what investing is all about. And that's another stream of income, and that's what a plan B is all about. is multiple streams of income. So he kind of downplays investing. I'm not quite sure I agree with him because of that. So, you know, this old model does not work. We need to create time and financial freedom. And that's what really Arbonne is all about, and the Arbonne opportunity is all about. So one final note on this, I would also recommend that you check out Robert Kiyosaki's 4 quadrants of, gosh, now I forget what he calls it. But it's, you know, just look up Robert Kiyosaki, the 4 quadrants. It goes over employees, self-employed, business owners, and investors. It's kind of the same theme, but he has a different spin on it, and it's really good to get that perspective from him. And so, yeah, it's very similar, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. So one final thought on this, you know, section about earning a living, and is just to let you know that this is only getting worse. The you know, economy is growing, but we still have a huge non-participation rate in this country. And the reason that we have that is because, you know, companies don't need as many people anymore. And it's only going to accelerate with technology, with artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D printing. I mean, they just 3D printed a home. Yes, a home. It's incredible. I mean, think of the ramifications of that internationally, though, where, you know, whatever the percentage, a great majority of people across the world don't have homes. But they just 3D printed a home, which is crazy. Augmented and virtual reality. Millions of jobs will be lost as artificial intelligence takes over. There will be millions of jobs created, but those people that lose those millions of jobs are not going to switch over, and all of a sudden they're going to know technology and be able to take those jobs. So millions of people will be looking for alternatives. We have the alternatives. And so you need to get out of that model and have a plan B, and we have a great one. So, okay, so let's look at the compensation plan. And let me try to share screen if this works. Okay, where is it? Okay, well, why is it not there? Well, let me get it this way. This is not what I was going to do, but I think it'll work. You guys can see the 4 ways to earn income. Okay, good, thank you. Made it a little bit bigger here. So let's kind of go over again the Arbonne compensation plan, how it works, and we're going to talk about how to promote within that as well. So 4 ways to earn income. Again, we just talked about multiple streams of income, and here we have 4 built into Arbonne. And obviously, it's the commissions from your product sales. It's overrides from your team sales, the Mercedes-Benz cash bonus program, which we'll talk a little bit about tonight, but not a lot, and then the cash bonus. So 1, 2, and 4, we're going to talk a little bit more about tonight. And let's kick that off by talking about our competitive compensation plan. And so if you've been in Arbonne for any length of time, you've seen this numerous times, but let's just hit it real quick. You know, our first level of achievement is district manager. In fact, I'm going to show you where our first way of earning money is as an independent consultant. I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. But our first level of achievement is district manager. And you can see the average monthly income is anywhere from about $300 on up to about $800 or $900 as district manager. Takes you about 7 months to get there. What you're going to see tonight, I hope you feel this and see this, is that if you can get to district manager and then do it again and again and again and again, your activity, achieving district manager every month, because it can be done, is your key to building a huge business. Now, we all want to get to the higher levels, but I'm telling you to focus on district manager, even when you're not, even when you're an area manager or a regional vice president or NVP. You want to focus on you achieving a district manager type business each and every month, and that's how you will grow this business exponentially. And hopefully you'll see that as we go along. Second level is area manager. Area managers anywhere from $1,000 up to about $3,000 average. Takes anywhere from 18 to 2 years to get there. What we love about area manager, of course, is that the business is willable. What's important about that is this is when your business becomes an asset. Okay, and a lot of people, I'm gonna kind of shift, and Natalie, forgive me, I'm going to use the real estate, owning a home as an example, because a lot of people see their home as an asset. And of course it is as it goes up in value, but it's also an asset that requires a lot of outflow. There are a lot of expenses. Obviously your mortgage and your upkeep and your lights and gas and, turning on the water. I mean, everything you do, your home is an expense, but an area manager, there's little or no expense, and it's income, it's inflow. And so that's the definition of an asset. Is the asset is anything that provides a positive cash flow for you. We hope all your homes going up in value will, in the long run, provide you a positive capital gain there. But on an ongoing monthly basis, asset manager, your business is willable. It is an asset. That's huge for anyone that is trying to break out of that old economy and get into the new economy. The next level is regional vice president. Regional vice president, literally anywhere from 5,000 on up to about 12,000. Takes on average 3 years to get there. It is our first Mercedes-Benz cash level. It's upwards of $800 each month towards the purchase or lease of a white Mercedes-Benz. And, again, here, if you're earning anywhere in this $5,000 to $10,000 or $12,000 a month, your plan B probably just became your plan A. And so it is life-changing for you. And as you get others to follow you, it is life-changing for them, which is very exciting. Last and certainly not least, national vice president, you see the average there is $21,000, a little over $21,000, and 56 months to get there. So, in the 3 to 5 year time period, working this business smartly and consistently, you can alter the course of your life as well as your family for generations, because your business is willable and all of those people that you touch. So it is really quite exciting of a compensation plan, and it literally is a brilliant compensation plan. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to switch over, if I can, to the success plan. So bear with me a second. Let me see if I have that. I think it's right there. Here we are. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this. I don't know how many pages it is. It's like 16 pages, 18 pages, whatever it is. I'm not going to go through all of this. but I do want to go and start here. We just saw this, right? Client commissions, overrides, Mercedes-Benz cash bonus, and cash bonuses are the 4 streams of income. But on this page, what I really want to focus on is this right down here, is the definition of PQV. PQV equals the qualifying, which is personal qualifying volume, equals the qualifying volume from product sales through your Arbonne account and the product sales to your personally registered clients and preferred clients. Okay, so always keep that in mind. That's what your PQV is, and you always have to have PQV in our business, and you'll see that in just a second here. The easier way of thinking about it, though, is just really think about these as points. This is a point system, and it really is a point system because Arbonne does this to level the playing field between countries with the currencies and all of that. It really is just a point system. So keep in mind what PQV is, and let's go forward. So I mentioned earlier that I was going to share with you that as a consultant, you can start earning some income straight away. You don't need to be a district manager to start earning income. And so how does that happen? So first of all, a newly signed consultant gets 35% discount on all of the Arbonne products. They also get 35% client commission. Okay, so these are folks that are paying the retail price, the catalog price. Our consultants would get 35% of that. They would also get 15% of preferred client sales, commission on preferred client sales, but also a 6% override on the override volume from the sales of your personally sponsored independent consultants when you accumulate $500 in PQV in the same month. Okay, let's break that down because it's really simple. Okay, so first of all, you're going to get 6% on all of your volume of your personally sponsored independent consultants, not someone that they might have sponsored, but what you have sponsored. But also, you have to have a minimum of $500 PQV in that same month. Okay, this is a great way for consultants to start earning right away, because in their first month, new consultants can easily get $500 PQV. In fact, I'll tell you how to do it right now. It's with their own order. Okay, if they buy a nutrition pack and if they buy an RE9 set, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think it's over $500 PQV right there. So they've gotten that. And then if they sponsor an independent consultant in that same month, they will get 6% of the override volume on those consultants that they sponsor. Now, one caveat here is they do not get paid on their own purchases. Okay, you don't get paid on your own purchases. You get paid, or on your PQV, you get paid on your personally sponsored independent consultants. It really is pretty simple and straightforward. So if you have any questions, just obviously talk to your upline and kind of work through this so that you've got it and understand it right away. There's also a consultant cash bonus. I'm not really going to go through the bonuses all that much tonight because I want you to get the basics down first. Okay, so how do you promote to a district manager? You're a consultant, you've made some money, you're excited. How do you promote? Okay, well, I'm going to ask you to look, you know, kind of way down here under where it says 3 months, this bullet point right here, month 1. Notice it says you must do 1,000 PQV or 2,500 rather of your success line qualifying volume, which is everyone underneath you, to start the qualification period. Okay, but what you're going to notice is that you really do need to have a minimum of 1,000 PQV for you to promote to district manager. Now that's, of course, over the time period that you might promote. So let's look at the time period. In 1 month, if you were to qualify in 1 month, what would you need? You would need that $1,000 in PQV that I just mentioned, and a total of $6,000 of your success line. Again, that's everyone beneath you. So if you had, and by the way, this 6,000 does include the 1,000 PQV. So you need 6,000 success line. That's you and everyone beneath you to promote to district manager in 1 month. It's exactly the same thing if you do it in 2 months. Okay, so let's not spend any time there. And let's talk about going 3 months for district manager. Again, it's the same, 1,000 PQV, and it's also 7,500 over the 3-month time period. And one other note, you must have 2,500 in your last month. So it's important that you get that. Okay, so I think everybody gets that, but I want to show you something that we're going to talk a lot about tonight, the $2,500 brick. Okay, because here's where you start seeing it really for the very first time. Okay, this 2,500 in your last month. Notice if you did it over 3 months, how much is that per month? It's 2,500. You're going to start, I hope tonight, to really realize how important the $2,500 block is to you and your team, because 2,500, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just telling you that that is the minimum requirement for district manager each month, but that is also very attainable consistently each and every month, not only for you, but that also duplicates, okay, for your team. So 2,500 is so very critical, and we see it right here. So there's the 3 ways to promote. Now that you're a district manager, what do you earn? Well, of course, it's 35% discount on all the Arbonne products. It's 35% client commission. It's 15% preferred client commission, and now an 8% override on your entire central district volume, and that includes you. So now you are getting paid to take a shower. Now, I'm not going to go over these numbers down here because, quite honestly, you know, it gets in the weeds and it gets into the, well, what if this happens and what if that happens? You know what? Just trust me when I tell you that all of this stuff down here, takes care of itself if you continue to do the right things and build your business the right way. So don't get bogged down into knowing, I got to know every little detail of how this works so I can explain it. Nobody cares. Nobody else cares. Okay, what they care about is that you are offering them a solution to all of their dreams. You're offering their vision to be able to come true. That's what they care about, so focus on that. It's important that you know how it works, really, to this extent. Quite honestly, beyond this, I don't think you need to know that. One final note on this page, look at this very bottom bullet point. It's the $200 district manager cash bonus. And I'm just going to point out, not really going to go through this that much here, but notice it's 5,000 QV. Now, we just talked about the other important number, which was 2,500. Okay, so this is just 2 times that. And, you know, letting you know and see this number, again, I think helps put the 2,500 in perspective. The 2,500 is the minimum amount that you want to have, need to have each and every month to maintain district manager. But if you double that, you get to bonus. And you also need the 5 new either preferred clients or independent consultants, or a mix or match of each of them that will do 150 PQV in each of their start months. So that's how that works. Okay, so let's now talk about stepping up to area manager and promoting to area manager. What do you need to do here to promote to area manager? And once again, I'm going to say to you, let's go down to month 3 and let's look at each month. You also need 150 PQV. You should be doing that every month with your own purchases anyway, but PQV, remember, includes your preferred clients and clients. You also need 2,500 in your central district qualifying volume. There's 2,500 block again. That is everyone that is directly beneath you. Okay, so I don't know if I said that properly earlier, but it's everyone directly beneath you. Okay, so let's talk about promoting to area manager. How do you do that? Well, in your first month, month one, you must have $10,000 QV to start the qualification period. Okay, now again, as we're looking at multiples of things and think 2,500, what 2,500 is how many to get to 10,000? It's 4. Okay, so you need 4 people doing 2,500 QV each and every month. Okay, and so this is the building block. This is how you promote to each and every level in our business. Is you do 2,500, you get 3 other people, so let's just say 4 people doing 2,500. That gives you the $10,000 to be in qualification for area manager. Okay, now if you were to do to complete area manager in 1 month, you actually need to do more than that, and it's 24,000. Okay, 24,000 over the 2-month time period, 10 being in the first month, 14 being in the second month, and you've got your 24,000 that you are now a area manager in the 2-month time period. But I like to show you again over the 3-month time period. We always want it quicker, don't we? But it can be intimidating. So let's take that intimidation away and let's look at what it takes to become an area manager. Okay, it's $10,000 for each of 3 months. Okay, so once again, that's 4 people doing 2,500. 4 people doing 2,500 for 3 consecutive months, you're an area manager. Okay, so it's not that intimidating. These numbers are not that big, and certainly when we first get into and start our business, we think these numbers are huge, don't we? It did for us. 2,000 to 2,500. Wow, we'll never get there. But you get there, and 2,500 is an easier number to build on and build your bricks and build the foundation for your area manager. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so, because I think it puts it in perspective for this 2,500. Okay, so let's quickly go to regional vice president. Regional vice president is, again, the car level. And let's jump down to month 1, or under 3 months, this bullet point where it says month 1, you need 40,000 QV to start the qualification period. Now, if you're just starting your business, you look at that and you say, oh my God, 40,000, that's enormous, don't we? We think of it that way. But once again, if you break it down into 2,500 bricks and building a foundation of your business, it's only 16 people. Okay, so you're teaching 4, they're teaching 4 each, you're a regional vice president. Okay, you got 4, they're teaching 4 each, 2,500 for each of those people, you're an RVP. Again, it's not so intimidating when you start breaking this down and looking at it from this $2,500 block. So over a 2-month time period, you would need a total of 96,000 QV over the both months. You need 40 in the first to qualify, and then you need 56 in the second to finish it. Again, though, over 3 months, you would need 40 in each month to qualify for regional vice president. Okay, once again, that's you teaching 4, them teaching 4 each to do $2,500 bricks, and you are a regional vice president. Once again, each month you must do 150 PQV. That is always the case. with Arbonne and growing our business. Okay, RVP makes sense to everybody? Okay, so let's hit, you know what, let's talk about the earnings of an RVP. So what do you get there? So really right at the top are the big percentages. District manager, 8%, area manager, 6%, that's 14, plus 3% override on your central region volume, okay? And again, I'm not gonna go into the weeds on these other generational things. Trust me, they work themselves out as long as you are doing what I said at the very beginning, and that is building a district for yourself each month, okay? You just keep building your 2,500 block or 5,000 to bonus. You go 5,000 each month of PQV plus 4 PCs and 1 IC, and you will hit these numbers very, very quickly. Again, I hope it's not intimidating for anyone, or I hope it's taking the intimidation away. And lastly, is National Vice President. And again, you can get this over a 2 or 3 month time period. Month 1, you need 160 in QV to start the qualification process. You would need a total of 384 to do it over 2 months. And you would need a total of 480 to do it over 3 months. Interesting though, once again, how the numbers work. 160 is 64 people doing 2,500. Okay, now how do you get there? You have 4, you've taught those 4 to get 4, and now those 4 have to teach their 4 to get 4, and that's 64 people doing 2,500. So we're throwing out big numbers here, aren't we? But what I'm telling you is that those big numbers are bite-sized pieces for a lot of people that have the same vision that you do, that have the same desire that you do. We just have to connect with them. And as we can connect with them, we can share all this and really teach them. Duplicate yourself, duplicate them, and you will grow this business very quickly. So that's promoting to National Vice President. And you're a National Vice President, so what do you earn? Let's just say everything. You get everything at this level. But you get that district manager 8%, the area manager 6%, the regional vice president 3%, plus 1% override on your central nation. And again, let's not get into the weeds here because it's really not worth it to spend the time really going through all this. Trust me, when you get there, you'll not only understand it, you'll embrace it, and you'll love it. But the point I want to make is that this whole success plan is broken down into bite-sized pieces. And you too can do this each and every month and grow this business. Okay, so that was the second part. That's looking at the comp plan. Let me stop the share. And I kind of want to finish up with, again, the need and the focus for the $2,500 brick. Okay, then for the $2,500 brick each month, this is a relationship business, but it is a numbers game. Okay, these numbers do work, and what we need to do is make the numbers work for us. Okay, so that $2,500 minimum maintenance for district manager, the math is all set up by 4. Okay, by 4 you get to district manager, by 4 underneath them you get to area manager, before underneath them you get to regional vice president, and by 4 underneath them you get to national vice president. So it's not intimidating, and it is attainable for each and every one of us. And the other thing that I would say to you is kind of play with these numbers a little bit, and let me play with it just a little bit here. because we talked about the district manager bonus, and I know you guys all know that it's 5,000 rather than 2,500. So the minimum maintenance for district manager is 2,500, but the bonus level is 5,000. So 2,500 is a good monthly goal, and until you've gotten consistent with that. Once you've gotten consistent with that, you need to bump it up to 5,000, because there's some magic that happens at 5,000. The first part, you get the district manager bonus, but the second part is all those numbers that we just talked about get cut in half. Okay? You cut the numbers in half. You cut the number of people in half if everyone gets to 5,000 rather than 2,500. So instead of having 4 people doing 2,500 to get to 10,000 for area manager qualification, if you had 2 doing 5, you get to 10. Instead of, let me make sure I get my numbers right, the qualification for RVP, instead of having 16 people doing 2,500 to get to 40,000 for your first month as to qualify for RVP, if you get 8 doing 5, you qualify. Okay, so this is how you really start to see how numbers really work in our favor when we got people that are motivated, have the same goals and objectives, the same mission in life that we do. And we all have those. We all want time freedom to spend with our families and doing the things that we want to do, and not have the stress of that day-to-day 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, commuting, doing that for 40 years only to have very little to show for it at the very end. We all want the time freedom. We all want the financial freedom. So can you find 8 people that will do $5,000 a month? That will get you to RVP. And the same is true with the MVP qualification. I don't think I went over those numbers exactly, but you need 64 people doing 2,500. If you had everybody doing 5,000, it's only 32 people to get you to MVP. So it's quite exciting and dynamic once you put these numbers all together. So let's kind of see where I'm at on my notes. I've kind of got ahead. Okay, so we're already 45 minutes in here. I don't want to really go too much longer. So let's just kind of wrap it up with a couple of quick notes on how to hit the $2,500 brick, because that's what we need to do each and every month, right? How do we do that? Okay, so this is where you go back, and we had Lisa and Christy talking about the 100-person list and the 40 faces each month. Okay, that's how you hit a $2,500 brick. You do the 40 faces, and $2,500 is attainable each and every month. We also have the 2x2x2 that Dinah always talks about. I know Claire throws an extra 2 on there, and some people even throw another 2 on there. And of course, now I don't have it in my notes what all those 2s mean. But they're group presentations, they're business presentations, group presentations, things like product presentations, business presentations, one-on-ones. It's getting 2 people to attend meetings, and I'm leaving some, and asking for 2 referrals. So there's 2x2x2x2x2. That's how you get 2,500. Also, don't sell short our 30 days to healthy living. Okay, I mean, again, play with the numbers there. If I get 10 people each month at $250, that alone is 2,500 right there. I get 20 people doing it, it's 5,000. Okay, and I would also recommend that you incorporate Tracy Schutz her process for coaching people through the 30 days to fit. It's very dynamic. It's very structured. Again, takes some of the guesswork out of how am I doing this and how am I getting people there. Remember, it is a relationship business, but it's a numbers game. You've got to play the numbers. You've got to put the numbers on your side. Okay, so let's kind of wrap up. And so tonight we talked about how trading time, trading control of your life, trading your children's activities, trading your health and the stress, trading your life for money will never lead you to wealth in today's economy. Okay, do your own research if you need it, or just take my word. You will never get there doing it that way. And so, yes, our career path here at at Arbonne and the numbers that we just talked about, will you become wealthy beyond your wildest dreams? Well, if you had a 27-year career like Cecilia Stoll and Donna Johnson and some of the rest, yeah, you will do that. But, for someone like myself, I'm in my 60s. I don't have that kind of time, okay? But my financial wealth is the ability to, hey, come on, we're running fast, Natalie. We're running fast, baby. But my financial wealth is the ability to live the lifestyle of my choosing without the worry of income, okay? That is wealth today. That's not a number. That is you. That is a feeling in here. Okay, so you can live the lifestyle of your choosing without the worry of income if you have residual income coming in each and every month, multiple streams of income like we showed, at least those 4 in the Arbonne system. So we talked about our brilliant compensation plan tonight, the 4 ways to earn. We saw what it takes to promote. I hope we have taken the intimidation out of the numbers, and it's all in the $2,500 break. It's all in those numbers. So I hope you feel that this, these levels are attainable for you, because they are. They are attainable for you. Focus on the 2,500, grow it to 5,000 when you can, and then you've cut the number of people in half that you need to promote. And in our business, sometimes that's a good thing to do that, but also you bonus there. And then, so embrace this, and then duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And you will achieve all of your dreams, all of your vision, all of your goals that you have set out for you, and you will help hundreds, if not thousands of people doing the exact same thing. So, all right, with that, I'm going to see if anybody has any questions or comments, and let me see if I can unmute everyone. Where is that? Unmute.
Where at?
Okay, so you are all unmuted.
Thank you.
How does this make you feel? Are the numbers a little less intimidating for you guys?
104, Station Agent Jenkins.
Well, let me
Peter, I think you should mute everybody again.
That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so you're all muted. Now you can unmute if you want to talk.
Thank you, Peter. It was very helpful and makes me realize that I need to educate my team far better about the 2,500 brick, because this made it much clearer, although still very intimidating.
Yeah. You know what? It always is. When you stare at numbers like that is. But when you start thinking, okay, that's 2,500. is not so bad. It's not these big numbers. So I just got to duplicate that again and again and again. And duplicating a $2,500 number is certainly better than, you know, talking about duplicating a $40,000 number.
Sure.
And we
Well,
always,
and doing the 2,500 is no problem for me.
yeah, exactly.
Finding other people that will do it.
Yeah, yeah. But and so that's really the focus then becomes that. And that's really the critical thing for us is to
Totally.
focus on other people, not to focus on, oh, I got to get big numbers and I got to get it all myself. You know, we need to focus on getting people that share our vision and we share theirs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I will, you know, confess that, you know, this is one of the great things about presenting, quite honestly, especially this topic, you know, this 2,500. I'll be honest, I didn't get it. I didn't get it until I started really thinking about it and really, you know, trying to put thoughts together that would make sense to everybody. And then it was like, okay, wow, yeah, this is really pretty powerful. And it kind of takes some of the intimidation away. So, yeah, hopefully.
Let me just weigh in because I'm a part of your team, Natalie. And so for me, it was really clarifying. And it starts to help you understand why you want to have that goal. And it breaks it down because for me, just hearing, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it, doesn't tell me why I have to do it. And I'm kind of a thinker like that. I want to know the why of what I need to do. And I think that for anybody who we're training, this will help us to give them that information so that they can have that goal. And really we can tell them how they reach that goal by the trainings that we've had so far with the 40 faces and all of those and the text blitzes that, you know, that you encouraged us to do, Natalie. But it's all like layers to me. And you have to have that foundation to be able to go forward. So I really appreciate this whole 90 days, everything that we're doing.
Absolutely. Great point, Sherry, and glad that, you know, you're getting, it is a layer. It's just building and building. So that's good stuff.
And yeah, I totally agree with you, Sherry. And I understand because you and I do think differently, but I just want to say that, add some different terminology. This was not only clarifying, it was Peterfying.
Peterfying. Yes. I'm writing that one down. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here. I think we did get it recorded tonight, so we will put that out there. I think it takes, you know, a few minutes to get that done, but we'll put it out there for everybody on the Arbonne Bootcamp Facebook page. And thank you all. Have a great weekend. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone out there. And I don't remember who's next week. I should have looked. I'm sorry, I didn't look. But
I'm next week.
oh, Charlene's next week. There you go. Very good. Looking forward to that. So, so what's the topic next week?
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to look at it.
I think it's Discover Arbonne.
Wait, which was it?
I think it's Discover Arbonne.
Okay, great. Great. Well, you know, and that starts putting it all together. So
Right.
that's good stuff. Well, you guys all have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon. See you next week.